And without further ado, let's get started. Tonight, our presenter is Ashley Rodriguez. She is one of my favorites. She is the Southern California ABLE representative. She and her husband, along with their 4 children, reside in Apple Valley, California, and they attend Connecting Point Community Church. She is an ABLE mama. She leads an ABLE Moms call. So if you have ABLE moms in your congregation, please get them on a call. And we are excited to hear what she has to share tonight. So with that, Ashley, take it away.
All right. Hello, everybody. Tonight we're discussing starting a disability ministry on a budget, and I will be looking over to the right pretty often tonight because that's where my notes are. So I know I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I'm going to hopefully give you a good starting point. For those that have been in our other webinars, you might hear some of the same things mentioned, but that's all right. Repetition is good. Starting a disability ministry might sound big and expensive, but honestly, there's so many things that you're probably already doing or little changes that you can make that will make huge impacts. And Able Ministry offers so many free resources to help you succeed, and there are a lot of free resources online, so you can truly do this ministry with any budget. Before we get started, I want to start by recommending a couple things that will help your ministry thrive. The first is going to be the We Are Able training manual that's available on Amazon and BPH. Our Ministry Central Able certification training on Ministry Central, and the Disability Supplement for God's Word for Life curriculum available through PPH. And of course, getting connected to your Able rep. All right, let's get started. So first things first, start with obtaining approval from your pastor. This is going to help you move forward with the support of your church, and it's also going to help you to know what type of budget you have and where your funds are going to be coming from. Next, you want to define your ministry's purpose. So something that my church does is a MVP or a mission, vision, purpose statement. It's good to have so that you can make sure that others know what your values are, your core values, and why you're doing this ministry. And having that is going to help you in the next step, which is recruiting a team of volunteers. So you want to make sure that the people you recruit line up with your ministry's purpose. And I would recommend doing an interview process with those that are interested in helping, as well as getting your volunteers background checked. This is so important because we're working with a more vulnerable group of individuals. We want to protect them at all costs. So that is a must. So then you would move on from there to training. Able Ministry offers YouTube videos, and we also do training on Zoom. And of course, our favorite would be in-person training. We would love to come to your church. We would love to meet you, and we would love to train everybody, everyone, not just children's ministry. So next is going to be our spiritual IEP. So the best place to begin is with this document. So this form can be found on our Able Ministry UPCI Facebook page, in our training manual, or you can contact your district Able rep. A spiritual IEP is a free resource that we offer to help you get a conversation started with the parents or individual so that you can gain a better understanding of the support that is needed. It's a 15-question PDF form that is customizable. It helps to open the door to a relationship by letting them know that you care and that you want to help. This is, I can't stress enough how important this is to get started with, because it gives you so much information, and it tells parents or the individual that, hey, we are truly trying to help accommodate you. So now that you've filled out your SIEPs, you will have a better understanding of what type of support the kids, youth, or adults in your classroom or ministry need. And here are a few examples of the things that you can do in your classroom to accommodate some of the different types of needs. So for visual accommodations, you can do a visual schedule. This will help with like upcoming transitions. These are great. I have some that you just kind of move over when it's finished. You can hang signs around the room, kind of think of like the Ray Dunn signs. Everything has words on it. Eye gaze boards. and clocks, even using colors that correlate with the upcoming activity. And these resources are free. And as for the clock, just break out the markers and use the clock that you already have. For auditory accommodations, which would be the next slide, recorder is great to have on hand, and it allows the individual to go back and listen to the lesson or key points. Noise canceling headphones are always great. You could allow opportunities for the students to repeat back to you key points, and you can give visual clues, not clues, so sorry, cues. And again, the headphones, I found some for about $5 to $10. You can pick up this specific recorder for $15 on Amazon. And making changes to your volume, your teaching style, and visual cues is completely free.
And what
again,
is the recorder?
A recorder, it's so that way the child, the student can go back and listen so they would record part of the lesson, they can go back and listen to it later. So if they just have trouble processing it. All right, so the next would be tactile kinesthetic accommodations. So movement breaks are fantastic. You can add movement to your lessons. Something as simple as, somebody walking up the hill, you can get up and have them start marching. A lesson about Jonah and the whale, let them stand up and pretend to be a whale, just there's simple things that you can add to your lesson to allow the movement. And for breaks in between transitions, you can allow them to stand up and wiggle their fingers, their toes, stretch, jump, whatever they need to do just to get some of that out. We've got flexible seating is fantastic. So I have this wiggle seat right here. I've picked that one up. The one that's pictured is $15 on Amazon. I got mine brand new off of Facebook Marketplace for $5. Carpet squares can be a little bit pricey, but they do have carpet spots on Amazon for $15. And if you search your Facebook Marketplace, you can pick up a used items or sometimes even brand new for free. And allowing movement in your lesson is completely free. So again, any budget you can do this on. And these are just a few suggestions. Once you have your spiritual IEP filled out, you'll have a better understanding of what specific needs, what specific things your classroom needs are. Okay, next. We've got busy bags. Busy bags are fantastic. I love these. I'm a huge fan. They could be any type of bag that can be easily cleaned because you want to make sure you sanitize everything after every use. You can have these bags available for checkout in the sanctuary. You can keep them in your classroom as like a quick resource or both, which I prefer. Some of the items you can include in there would be a variety of fidgets, a visual schedule, flip cards with social stories, and maybe a pair of noise canceling headphones. Try not to overload these bags with items because having too many fidgets in there can be overwhelming and distracting. These bags are a great resource for new families to utilize and to help make them aware that you are there and you want to support them. I bought my clear backpacks at a consignment sale for $15 for 12 of them. I bought a box of fidgets off of Amazon for $15, and the rest of it I printed out from the free resources on our Able Ministry UPCI Facebook page. So for 12 busy bags, I paid just a little over $30. So there are ways to do this without having a huge budget. All right, our next would be sensory corners or reset corners. So once you have the resources and the space available, you can go a little bit bigger with a sensory corner or a reset room. My local church campus is pretty small. We don't have a lot of space for a reset room, so I just used what I had available. I found a little corner in the back of the classroom, and I put down some foam puzzles for the flooring. I put some some comfy pillows and some wiggle seats. And then I got a little box with fidgets and a pair of headphones. And it's a wonderful little space that they can go back to when they just need a little reset. And you would be surprised to see how many neurotypical kids will utilize this space as well. Because when you accommodate for disabilities, you benefit everyone. So next would be a reset room. If you're able to do an entire reset room, we have an example here that one of our reps just established. Super excited about it. Some things you can add to the room might be a swing. Dimmable lighting is fantastic. And a way for the parents to still be able to hear the service via headphones or some sort of receiver. You want this room to be accommodating to the needs of the current attendees, but also comfortable and easily accessible for the new families to utilize. And consider placing a sign on the door that lets others know that it's not a nursery or somewhere to just come and hang out, but that it serves a specific need. And to help get a sensory corner or reset room started, you can put out a donation list to help with obtaining resources. We have a starter list available on our Facebook group, or I'm sure Sister Stephanie would send them over to you. Or you can start your own on Amazon, your own Amazon wish list, and you can personalize it to your church's needs. Next, we would do promotion and outreach. So did you know that up to 80% of families with disabilities do not attend church? This is typically due to a lack of inclusion and accommodations. So once your ministry is established, get out there and begin to promote your ministry and let other families in the community know that you're there, you're willing to accommodate their needs, and you want them to come to your church. You want to make sure that they know that they are welcome. A few things you can do to reach the community would be posting it on your church's social media web page or website. This is a completely free way of promoting and getting out there. You can host a respite day. The cost will vary on that depending on what you want to do. You can host a prayer and bubbles Sunday. That's going to be your cost of bubbles, or you can have them bring their own. So again, any budget. You can have a park picnic where families are able to gather and fellowship. You could do a bring your own meal or pizzas, but I mean, really, it's just going to fit your budget. And then you can connect with your able rep and plan for bigger events, or you can just simply stick a sign out in front of your church. It says we're here and you're welcome. And then next would be our headphones. I don't know if any of you have attended our general conferences last year, but these were such a hit, and I got so many good reports from the parents. They were finally able to sit through service, and it was just a blessing to them, but it was such a blessing to me just to be able to see the benefit that came out of them. Okay, so this would be for those with a little bit of a bigger budget or those who are great with fundraising. So you can look into any kind of headphone system. We love at Able Ministry, we love the silent sound system. These are just simple and just so effective. So, and they're great because they don't just cancel out the noise, but they stream the service directly into the headset. So this allows people to adjust the volume to their personal needs. And these headphones have allowed families to sit through events such as General Conference, NAYC, and just their regular Sunday services, when otherwise they would just be going in and out or leaving due to the volume. So we've had multiple children receive the Holy Ghost while utilizing these, and they are an excellent resource and beneficial to all. I have so many adults coming in that stand in the far back, and I offer these to them, and they can actually go sit in the front and sit through service. It is just wonderful. And fundraising for those, yeah, you can go to the next one. For those with a smaller budget and big dreams, you can apply for grants or do fundraising. So some of the things that we've done, Indiana UPCI has put on a walkathon that has been a good hit. The prayer bears are fantastic. You can order those on your own or get connected to your able rep. Joni and Friends offers the Christian Fund for the Disabled. It's a pretty good one. I mean, there's so many different ways to fundraise, and I mean, just use your imagination. There's there's lots of things you can do. I mean, peanut brittle. I think we all have done a peanut brittle fundraiser or two in our life. Okay, and last thing is, you've got this. You can do this. With God, all things are possible, and this ministry is no different. You can do this ministry with any budget. And please don't be intimidated by finances or space. All it really takes is a heart that loves God and loves others. And you're here today. So it's a step in the right direction, a huge step in the right direction. Just know small changes can make big impacts. And if nothing else, I mean, just smiling and letting these families know that they're welcome, you love them, you want them here, and you want to accommodate them in any way. That can make a world of difference. I mean, that's really what Able Ministry is all about: accepting, believing, loving, and embracing. Okay, does anyone have?
And you led right into what I am doing next. I'm going to give a little brief overview of Able Ministry. If this is not your first webinar during this semester and you've heard this 6 times, feel free to bounce off. If you have a question, stay on, and we will answer all your questions. A couple came in, so I will have those for you, Ashley. But let me just talk about what Able Ministry is. As Ashley said, it's accept, believe, love, and embrace families and individuals affected by disability. Able was started when Denise Wynn wrote this book about her son and her life. He has autism and epilepsy, and it was a rather raw look at that. And the ladies president at the time read the book and said, we have to do something to help these families. And Able Ministry was born out of that. Fast forward 10 years, here we are. We're in 37 districts across the US and Canada, as well as Mexico and Europe and soon to be Australia. We encourage you to connect with your state's Able rep. They are on the ground contact for everything disability in your district. If your district is not lit up in blue, contact your ladies president, because Able is a program within Ladies Ministries, and she is the one that appoints them. If you want to be the Able rep for your state, reach out to your ladies president. And finally, connect with us. So at the very hub of Able is our Facebook group. And there you will find teachers and therapists and pastors and inclusion coordinators and special ed teachers and people with disabilities. And you will hear amazing reports of God changing people's lives. It's also a great place to ask the dumb question that you're just like, I don't know what to do with this, and I don't know who to ask. Go out to the Facebook group. They are happy to help. We did mention that we have moms groups. So we have a virtual moms group in English and Spanish. And that group uses the workbook that is based on the book that Denise wrote, When God Says No. Ashley talked about the sensory headphones. She also talked about the spiritual IEP, which is that 15-question form to figure out what a kid needs. God's Word for Life has that downloadable resource. And there are resource pages out there so that if you have a kid with Down syndrome walk in the door, you don't know anything about Down syndrome, you just grab the resource page and it will tell you where to start. And then on the back, it will say, if you need additional resources, here are some additional things to do. And finally, we have a podcast. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, all those normal social media channels. Please connect with us and partner with us. So if you're interested in partnering with us, you can do so with a one-time donation or monthly. You can scan the code there, or you can connect to our Ladies Ministries website. And with that, I will stop sharing and let's see if we have any questions. One question was spiritual IEP, who does that? Ashley.
Okay, great question. So typically it would be, well, we have campus admins at my church, and then the teacher. along with the parent, but you can do it as the teacher, just with the parent. If you're in kids ministry, youth director, youth leader, youth pastor, they can do it with parent, sit down and just go over these questions to get to know what accommodations are needed. And these are really, really helpful because you go in as a teacher sometimes and you're just completely lost because you've tried, 5 different things with this child and you're losing your mind because you don't know what to do. And then you sit down and fill out this spiritual IEP with parent, and it's as simple as, hand them a fidget or, give them a moment to catch their breath and something so simple that you just didn't know. And once you get this filled out, hey, I now know how to accommodate this child.
All
Any
right.
other
Somebody
questions?
asked about where is the spiritual IEP? So I will tell you what my hack is. Okay. So this is just pentecostalpublishinghouse.com, just the standard with a big old video at the top. If you scroll all the way down to the very, very bottom of that page, there are free teaching resources there. And there's a whole section called disability resources. And there you'll find the spiritual IEP, the English and Spanish, and then those resource pages that I was talking about. The other place to find them is on our ABLE Facebook group. So if you go, grab your phones, ABLE Ministry UPCI, and then just click on that little magnifying glass and type in IEP, and you will find the spiritual IEP. The nice thing about the Facebook group is that it has it in Word format. So you can just you can change the questions, change the logo, however you want to do it. So it's personalized to your church. Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you to all of you who have joined us. And yeah, good luck. I just love this topic because often people are overwhelmed and they're like, I want to start a ministry, but I don't have any money. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's great.
That's exactly how I felt. And then when I
Right?
realized, oh, I can do this.
Hey, you can do it. Just get some fidgets, go to the garage sales. All right, with that, thank you again, Ashley. Thanks to all of you who have joined, and I'll see you on the next one.